big curling town. And Kirk Muyres joins us to talk about the roaring game, the mixed doubles champion, Canadian champion of the roaring game as well. Hey, Kirk, how you doing, brother? Long time no see.
Good. Yeah, good to see you, Rod. Yeah, you keeping well?
Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I'm excited to be headed back to the 306 this weekend, doing some speaking in Wolseley, where they love curling up there, too. I haven't started these curling interviews usually till the season of champions well into the new year, which is wrong because the season is underway. Would you mind playing the role of curling analyst for me today, just talking about what's gone on so far?
Well, it's been a busy season. Normally, I think the people in Wolseley and small town Saskatchewan usually start curling about middle of October, and it's been a lot of stuff going on already. There's been some team changes that you wouldn't expect. In the last few years, we always talk about how teams are starting to change. After one season, they get new players. One season, they get new players. Well, now it's even speeding up into the season. So the big news last week or a week or two ago was Gushu made a change at second, adding Brendan Botcher. But a couple weeks before that, Kevin Cooey made a change too after the first Bonspiel of the year. So it's crazy stuff we're seeing in the curling world. And then on the women's side, it's Homan's up to her old tricks the last few years. Watching her play, she looks like the team to beat. And then Anderson's starting to turn things around too. They won the last slam. So some exciting stuff in curling, and we're just getting warmed up for the year.
Well, when you say that about Rachel, what I see is she's doing a lot of winning. And Carrie is too. So when you say she's up to her old tricks, it's that. It's playing on Sundays and cashing some big checks. But, if you don't mind, in my time in Calgary the last couple of years, pity me, I spent a lot of time with Ben Hebert. And we talked about
sorry
this
to hear that.
volatile.
That's a tough deal.
I know. Tell me about it. And we talked about this volatile world of curling. Is it just followed the lead of all the other sports? Kirk, or how do you explain what's gone on?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's almost becoming like a broken record when we say that. It's like at the end of the day, there's a lot on the line for these curlers. All of us curlers go on the road 8 months a year. The 4 months we're at home, we're working, pretty much all day and trying to get the best as we can be to be the best in the world. When you're putting that amount of time and energy into being the best you can be, you can't let anything stand in your way. So, I mean, to say that some people don't like seeing these team changes, well, you got to get used to it in curling. The sport has changed over the last 10, 15 years. It's not some guys, get together for a few Bonspiels on the weekend, enter playdowns, might go to the Briar. Now it's a 12-month process where they are totally invested in that. And if they think there's even a small chance at getting a little bit better by adding another player or a different player or changing roles, it's going to happen. When you spend your whole life and all your time to get the best that you can be, you can't let anything stand in that way, and we're seeing that now. I mean, when you take a guy like Brad Gushu, who's been everywhere, won everything, his family is getting older. He wants to spend more time with his family. If he's spending time on the road competing and trying to get better, he's going to give himself the best chance. And if that means making a player change, it's going to happen. So you can hardly blame the teams for doing it, even though it's a shitty part of the game. But everyone says it's a shitty part of every sport, and that's just the way it is.
It is going on in every sport. That's the point. And to be honest, I don't know how you feel about this, but I don't mind that Curling Canada has updated the rules to reflect the way the game's changed. I feel they should be applauded for that. You're nodding your head already, so you obviously agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think, deep down in me, watching the Briar growing up as a kid, seeing Gerald Shimko play the Briar, or Bruce Cordy play the Briar with this, people that they played at the same club together. I mean, nostalgic-wise, I want to see that. I love the idea of that.
Boy, what just happened? Don't tell me somebody else logged. Okay, we got nobody else coming in. So I don't know what happened with it. Okay, let's remember where Kirk Muyres was when his feed froze. That growing up, he liked to watch the Legends and the Dynasty. Okay, Chimko. Okay, that's where you were, Kirk. For whatever reason it froze. You were talking about growing up wanting to watch the Cordys and the Shimkos. Continue. And he froze again. Oh, there he is. What's up? We got you. You're live, Kirk.
I don't know. I don't think I got you, do I? There we go. We're back.
Well, we got you. Okay, yeah. You were in the middle saying growing up.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you said you loved watching Continue.
Exactly. We love watching Gerald Shimko. We love watching Bruce Cordy. We love watching Sandra Schmerler with their 4 local players that played at the same club on a Tuesday night, go to the Brier, go to the Scotties, win it. Like, we love that. That's what we loved as curlers growing up. But the reality is, if we want to win on the world stage, we needed to make those changes. Curling Canada needed to have that happen. If we were back to the old rules, we would get embarrassed on the world stage. We wouldn't have a chance at making anything happen at the Olympics, the World Championships, those sort of things. So with as good as the rest of the world is, these changes needed to happen, whether we like them or not. That's the way curling's going. Even though I think every curler growing up wanted to win the Brier, out of the Munster curling rink with 4 buddies from the Munster curling rink, but it's just never going to happen anymore. So that's just the way of the world sometimes.
Yeah, you don't need to rush. You're good now, unless you need to rush. But is this because the CEO of Curling Canada is Nolan Thiessen? Like, am I giving him too much credit for these changes? Did this happen before he took that chair?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know the details of that. I think the changes were in the works when Nolan took effect, but I also think Dave Murdoch, who's now the high performance coach from Britain, he's got a factor to play in that as well. And I think 2 of these high performance curlers, one from Great Britain and one from Canada, Nolan Thiessen, are coming together to start realizing that these changes need to be made. And I think they're doing a good job of kind of balancing the tradition of curling in Canada, as well as the need to be the best on the world stage. So I think the credit probably goes to, as I see it, Dave Murdoch and Nolan Thiessen coming together and leading the group to make those changes.
Well, there you go. We had them both on the air last winter here, and I'll pass it along, Kirk. But how about your schedule? The mixed doubles game is as exciting as hell. To me, the most exciting. Talk about what you got going on this winter, please.
Yeah, we're starting to get loaded up, ready to go here. Where I'm actually at the Saville Center in Edmonton. It's one of the national training centers for Canada. So we're here for the next few days, kind of getting our slides back straight and getting ready to go. We've had one event this year already. We got to the final. This weekend is our second event. And then we play 3 more events before the Olympic trials, which are actually going on in over New Year's in January. So there'll be 16 teams playing to go to the Olympics in January, and we're one of 5 already qualified. So we'll hopefully have a good spiel season, try to work out some of the finer details that we've been working on in the last few years to get ready for those Olympic trials. And our goal is to go to the Olympics and win the Olympics. And reality is there's 15 other teams that are going to have something to say about that. But we're playing good. We're doing the things we need to do. And that doesn't mean we're going to win, but we're giving ourselves the best chance to do that. And we're really gearing our season towards that Olympic trials in beginning of January in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. So we're spending as much time as we can on the ice, spending as much time as we can with our coaches. And I'm telling you what, Rod, I'm not saying I'm an old man, but when I slide for 4 or 5 hours a day, the legs sure get a little sore. And I don't remember that happening about 5 years ago.
Well, you look better than ever. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. But for those that don't know,
you know how to make a guy feel good.
I know. But for those that are watching in the 31 U.S. states, or maybe those aren't familiar, in a minute or two, explain mixed doubles, please, because it's pretty radical. A lot of people saw it for the first time at the Olympics.
Yeah, to me, it's the perfect sport or the perfect discipline for people that are just getting into curling. It's way quicker. We play a game in about an hour and 15 minutes versus a 3-hour men's or women's game. A man and a woman play together on the same sheet of ice, and there's rocks in play to start. So people that are, bored at the beginning of an end, watching an end develop, the end is developed at the beginning of every end, no matter what. So there's lots of action. There's huge point swings, and there's only 2 players on the sheet, and the man and woman playing together. So in my opinion, it's way more exciting for the new fan to curling. And if you're, in the States, you're curious about curling, you're curious on what's going on, I implore you to check out a mixed doubles game. You're going to love it. And hopefully the United States can play Canada in the Olympic final when it comes to mixed doubles, because that'll be an exciting little finish.
Oh, would it ever, for sure. All right, Kirk, we'll let you get back to sliding. Good to see you, buddy, and thanks for the time today.
Good to see you too, Rod. You take care.
All right, champion curler Kirk Muyres joining us from the Saville Center in Edmonton.